listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie Hara and Jason Cunny are going to be joined by former Newcastle defender Warren Barton after Newcastle drew Barcelona in the Champions League today. We got a midnight train later on in the show. But first, it's time for this.
It's absolutely disgusting. I've had enough, mate. It's just ridiculous. They really are miles behind everyone else.
I think we're going to win it this season.
It's not good enough.
That'll be Deer's top of the league, eh?
What a player he is, honestly.
They haven't got a chance.
Lads, come on.
I'm not going to be nice. I want to rub it in.
The scarves are off.
Yeah, it's the Sports Bar's brand new feature. The scarves are off, where every Thursday we choose one of the big weekend fixtures, put a fan from each side head-to-head ahead of the game. Introducing in the corner tonight, live from the Northwest, is Neil Atkinson from the Anfield Wrap. Right, Neil?
Neil.
I will get on.
Hello, bud.
All right, matey. Time to introduce our next contestant. In the away corner, live from North London, Channel 4 News sports reporter Jordan Jarrett-Bryan. All right,
Jordan.
Good evening, boys. How we doing?
We're good, mate. We're good. Right, let's get straight into this massive game. It's a huge fixture. I'll start with you, Jordan. You happy with how it's going right now?
I am, Jamie. I am. 6 points from 6, couple of clean sheets. We did something on the opening game that I think we need to do more of this season, which was steal a win. We're not very good, Arsenal, at stealing wins. We tend to have to play very, very well to get wins. And over the course of a season, you've got to have a handful of games where you're maybe not at your best, but you can nick 3 points. So that was the positive I took from the opening game. And I think despite the fact we've got a couple of key absentees going into this big game on Sunday, I'm actually quite confident we can get some points at Anfield. They're the champions, they're the best team in the country, and they'll be the favourites. But I'm feeling good, looking forward to it.
Neil, what about your boys? Because you've got 2 wins. Oddly, Liverpool have kind of laboured, even though you dominate, you've gone 2-0 up in both games, but both have been late winners. I mean, it's all about the win at the early part of the season, but I don't know if you can give to Arsenal a 2-goal lead and come back from it.
I don't think you can.
I don't know whether Arsenal, you can treat them on the same level at 2-2. That's the point I was going to make, sorry.
No, you can't. You can't go down that route. And they've knocked off Liverpool around the hour mark in both games, and that's something they're going to have to think about in this one. Also, the squad building's not finished yet. I think they need to get another couple in and make sure they've got options from the bench. So, I think that's something else that stung them in these early couple of games as well. So I think a couple of things need to go up a notch or two before facing Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal look particularly ready either, though, and this is the big part of this. It's a shame this isn't game 7 rather than game 3. I think both sides have still got a fair bit of work to do to get themselves into what, I think they will come first and second, these sides. Maybe City could just elbow in there, but, it seems a bit early for one that feels like a proper title 6-pointer, but we've just got to all make the best of it, and what Liverpool have done is make the best of difficult situations.
Neil, you've got a bit of a problem, though, against Arsenal. You're winless in 6 Premier League matches. You've drawn 4, lost 2. Have they got your number?
No. Because I think in a couple of those games they failed to go for the throat when they were on top, and if they had our number I think they would have done that effectively. That said, I think that the last one at Anfield, Liverpool go 2-0 up by half time, and I think that 3/4 of the squad had been on the ale for a week, so I'm not worried about that one particularly in there as well. I think the 2-2 at the Emirates last season was a game where I think Arsenal, if they were winners, would have won that game, but they weren't winners and they didn't. And I think it's one of the key results in terms of Liverpool ended up as champions last season, and that becomes a good battling point in amongst all of there. And I think a couple of those games at Anfield, Arsenal were hanging on for dear life for a point by the end. But Arsenal are a really good side who played really well against us recently, so we know that. We know that that's what we're coming up against.
George, have you got their number?
No, is the honest answer. I think we've gone to Anfield in recent times, Jamie, and put in some very good performances. I think the last 3 have been draws. I'd argue one of those 3 at least I thought we should have won. And I think we've gone from a team that is trying to get into a top 4 team, taken seriously in the big games, to now a team that want to win a title.
Which one should you have won?
Say that again?
Which one should you have won? The one where Xhaka has a tantrum and gets bullied by Trent Alexander-Arnold? Is that the one
I actually think... Well, I think, Neil, that one, I think Xhaka actually winding up the crowd by getting into, I think it was Alexander-Arnold, I think was what messed us up. I think if we get to half-time at 1-0, I'm confident we can see that game out. We'll never know. But I think the turning point was the crowd defending their man. and we couldn't deal with we couldn't.
Yeah,
deal with the crowd
that was that was a weak Liverpool side, and they absolutely battered Arsenal second half. So this is my issue with the sort of the number thing. Don't get me wrong. I think that there's been a couple of those games that we're alluding to at the Emirates where I think Arsenal have taken Liverpool to the cleaners. So you've got to be clear about that. But second half, Liverpool absolutely murdered Arsenal that day, and it ends where Konate, arguably, if he doesn't try to chest the ball into the back of the net, he makes it 3-2. So I'm quite. It's been a funny little run of games, and I think there's always been a bit more context to them. But that said, Liverpool need to put it right, and why not do it on Sunday?
And for me, I mean, like I said before, Liverpool at home are an animal. You're the champions for a reason, and we've not won there for a long, long time. I think it's 2012.
You celebrate a draw like you did at the Etihad?
Easy. Listen, a draw for us, Jamie, is not a bad result. But I genuinely, and Neil will know this, I don't really do the bias thing. I genuinely believe Arsenal can go there and get 3 points. I think we've got a good team, despite Saka being out. I think players like Madueke, I'm not his biggest fan, but this is why we bought Madueke, to step up in these sorts of moments and show that actually you can deliver. Eze, we're expecting to start. Let Eze roam and run at their right backs. I don't think they've got a natural right back fit off for Sunday. So whoever's going to be at right back, let Eze take him to the cleaners. I saw the way that Wirtz played on Monday against Newcastle. Brilliant player. But when it got a little bit sticky, he got bullied. He got swallowed up in that game. If we can get Declan Rice to really rough him up, I think we can have his number as well. What Liverpool have got in their favour that we might not have is the match winner on the pitch is playing in red on Sunday. They've got a match where they can be playing at 60%, and they've got a guy in Mo Salah that can do something out of nothing. We don't quite have that, in my opinion. We have set pieces. So we have our weapons too. I'm genuinely confident we can go there and beat them. And I think it's about time we did. And I think if we did go there and win, the message that sends out to the rest of the league is Arsenal are serious this season. No one's out of the title race, but it shows that we are serious. Forget a point. We're going there for free this weekend.
Do you know what, Jordan? I've tipped you boys to win it this season. I hope I'm wrong, because I can think of nothing worse than you and others. Honestly, but here's the question for the Perriers, right? Liverpool defensively are bang average, right? And Konate has been. He looks like he's playing on roller skates at the moment, all over the place. He's not the same player that we saw a couple of seasons ago, where he looked like he's got someone under the. I don't know whether he's got a year left in his contract. I don't know whether that's playing in his mind, but Arsenal can hurt Liverpool. I genuinely feel that. I'm going to go for an Arsenal win.
What?
I'm going for an Arsenal win. Yes. I think that Liverpool are there for the taking. They've proven that. This opening 2 games, they're there for the taking. They absolutely are. Nice. Newcastle proved it. Bournemouth could have come away with a point. Liverpool could be sitting on 1 point now. They could be.
Neil?
Well, I mean, they could be, yeah. But then also, we mentioned before about what's happened to Wirtz earlier on. Zubimendi did not look anywhere near at it at Old Trafford, and we can see the mess that Manchester. We can see the mess that Manchester United are, and all it would have taken was slightly better finishing from Manchester United, and Arsenal might not have got anything out of that game. And then the other team that they've beaten is a newly promoted side who froze like a rabbit in headlights in their first big game away from home. So I think Arsenal have not much from open play, not many chances created from open play still. This is a side that is reliant on the set pieces. Listen, Eze is an exciting player for them and could just rifle one in at some point during the game. But I rate Arsenal. I think they're a really, really good side, one of the best teams in Europe. But I think it's worth saying, and Jordan's argument, I think, here is that they've still got it all to prove. They've still got it all to prove, and they've still got it all to prove on the road in big matches against their title rivals. And that's been the case for 2 or 3 seasons now. They've done a lot of the other stuff really well. They've bullied the bottom 10 home and away really, really well. But what they haven't done is they haven't gone and got one of those wins. And you don't get that many of them in a season. Last season, Liverpool draw at Arsenal. Last season, Liverpool draw at Aston Villa. Last season, Liverpool draw at Newcastle, but they won at Manchester City. Arsenal failed to do any of that last season. So you don't get that many of them over the course of a season, but it matters to get one here and there. That said, Liverpool, last season they did draw against Arsenal, but the league was won by then. I'm confident going into Sunday that you'll see a good Liverpool side. I think that at the minute there is a vulnerability at the back. I don't think it is just Konate. I think they missed Gravenberch for the first game against Bournemouth. I think the right-back situation is a situation, and I don't think Kerkez has found his feet yet, but my God, has Virgil van Dijk been good. Virgil van Dijk has been absolutely incredible so far this season, and all it takes is maybe getting someone on the pitch who is a recognised right-back or can play the role well enough, like Joe Gomez, and it can all be a little bit different for Liverpool at the back. I think these games, they can be decided by split seconds and moments. Salah's been mentioned, set pieces have been mentioned. I just think it's pretty undignified to win with set pieces, to be honest with you, when you've spent all the money Arsenal spent. I think if you're going to throw that much money around, you shouldn't be reliant on long throws to do the business.
To be fair, though,
Neil,
Jordan,
I'm not going to bite, Neil.
No, to be fair, Jordan.
No, you should, mate. It's a shambles.
Jordan, he's got a point. He has a point.
Jordan loves the beautiful game.
What's this
Jordan
3-on-1? What's happening? What's going on here? It's 3-on-1.
Jordan appreciates football, quality football. He's grown up with quality football, and it must be mildly embarrassing for him to see the Stoke side of Arsenal's nightmares in the past 8 by the Arsenal.
Not at all. Declan, you think it in the middle, Declan. Gabriel, you head it in. 3 points, Bosh.
Yeah, that is it. It's the sort of football that makes people say bosh, and that might appeal to someone like Jordan. But I like to see my football be sort of well constituted. And in the end, last season, Arsenal missed out to.
But Jordan, he's got a point in terms of that, right?
Yeah, they missed out to major honours against due to Paris Saint-Germain and Liverpool. Football insides.
Jordan, you have the ability to be that side, but you are an expensively assembled team, right? Yeah. Set pieces are a big part of the game. We know, huge part of the game. But I just wonder whether Arsenal need to show a little bit more.
We do.
I think you need to show a bit more.
We do.
Look, you beat Man United. I thought Man United were unlucky on the day, but you got the win, right? That's fine. But there's going to be a point where that set piece doesn't come off, and you have to show more. Like I said, I think you've got enough to beat Liverpool. It's going to be a fascinating encounter. But I think Neil's got a point about that.
You're bang on, Jason, because last year the set pieces were a blessing and a curse, right? We were the best team by a mile. It was a massive weapon. But then when we couldn't score from set pieces, there was a period in the season where we dried up from getting goals from open play, and we relied on them too much. And you don't win titles by scoring from corners, right? It's supposed to be an addition to your offensive. So I take the point that you can't lean on it too much, but it's a weapon. So let's use it. Yeah. One other thing that I'm concerned about, you mentioned the defense of Liverpool isn't up to speed. We could potentially having a front four playing together for the very first time. The front four for Arsenal on Sunday could be a front four that have never played together before. So that that could be beautiful chaos, or it could be a clown show.
Yeah, Arsenal last season committed themselves wholeheartedly to marginal gains and forgot actual gains, which I think was a real shortcoming in Arteta's overall strategy and plan.
Agreed.
This season, what he's actually got is he's got additional strength in depth. So I take George's point there. I don't think it's a bad one, but Madueke's capable of scoring 4 goals in the game from right wing. So let's remember that. And I think if Arteta can bring himself to let Madueke and Eze in particular play with a bit of freedom, then I think there's a fair chance that the two of them can hurt Liverpool. The question is whether or not he's in fact prepared to do that over the course of 90 minutes, or is he going to be concerned and end up with this mad little horseshoe effect that Arsenal do around penalty areas in the hope of eliciting throw-in so they can really do some damage and hurt you.
So, George, you're going for a 1-0 set piece here? Is that what we're thinking?
I'll shush you. I'm going for a 3-1. 3-1 Arsenal win.
3 set pieces? That's a lot, mate. You're good from corners, that.
I'll take him out. I can get amazed. 21 years since the title.
You ain't going to Anfield and winning 3-1, mate. You are not. It's not happening. Who do you think you are? 3-1.
We're going to rock up and win 3-1. I'm confident. I really am.
I think Arsenal can go there and get... I don't think Arsenal get beat. I'll say that.
Neil?
I think all results are possible. I think Arsenal can win the game. I think Liverpool will win the game. I think Liverpool will win it by 2-1. But I think we've got to have the humility around this to say that we're not in our best moments at the minute. We're going to have to graft for it, work for it. And the flip side of that is, we're coming up against... Listen, this is a clash between two of the sides who'll go on to challenge for the European Cup. Let's be clear what we're seeing on Sunday. These are two of the best teams in the world. Yeah. They're not in the best moment. I'll say again, if this was game 11, game 12, game 13, I think it'd be a richer contest. I think that everyone's feet would be under the table and there'd be much more understanding between the players. But part of the reason why I'm going Liverpool 2, Arsenal 1 is I think a lot of it will come down to moments, and it's happening on our turf. So, Salah, Alisson, Van Dijk for Liverpool, but also maybe a bit of Florian Wirtz. Ekitike scored in both appearances so far. Do you know
what's crazy, right? 4 of us sat here and it's the Liverpool fan who spoke the most sense.
It's what you'd expect. All the football that matters in this country happens in the Northwest. You should come up here more often.
Boys, top
Cheers,
man.
Boys.
See you later. Yeah, good luck in the weekend.
Cheers, boys. I'll be cheering Liverpool, mate.
Oh yeah, of course, obviously.
I've got a horrible feeling about Arsenal this season, mate.
Do you think?
Yeah.
No, I'm not having it.
No, I know you haven't, right? But you can't objectively think about Arsenal.
No,
You're a
I can.
Spurs fan.
No, I watch.
No, you
them,
can't.
And
No, you can't. Here's your favourite. Whenever I say to you, I think Arsenal, will you say, nah, they'll apple crumble, right? That's your, right? That's your go-to.
I've been factually correct with that every season.
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point.
So-
But I've got this horrible feeling.
All right. That was that brand new feature.
Anyone but Arsenal, anyone but the Spurs.
The scarves are off. Don't forget, Sam at Facebook will keep you updated with all the goals they go in from the Premier League. Game day live on Sunday, including the big one, Liverpool versus Arsenal.
It's absolutely disgusting. I've had enough, mate. It's just ridiculous. They really are miles behind everyone else.
I think we're going to win it this season.
It's not good enough.
Happy days, top of the league, eh?
What a player he is, honestly.
They haven't got a chance.
Lads, come on.
I'm not going to be nice. I want to rub it in.
The scarves are off.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.